Hello people, and welcome to Crypto Exposed. Okay guys, got a post here from Bonzo Finance Labs, and this is real great to see. So I have mentioned this briefly before, but this is definitely great news to see that it's official. Bonzo Vaults, in brackets beta, is now live. Enjoy automated yield strategies across Hedera DeFi. Deposit supported assets into any vault. It handles strategy execution, rebalancing, and yield compounding on your behalf. Explore vaults. Okay, so as you can see, it's saying it's the beta, so they're clearly still just in the testing phase of this, but it's live, so you can try it out. Now, Bonzo Finance was a company I covered them literally before they even went live completely. Forget like the whole vault that they're now launching. I covered Bonzo before they actually went live in terms of just being like a DeFi platform, and I remember covering them not long after that in terms of their success with the TVL. Like they did really well. I think they got like, it was like 1 million plus or something like that, and it was in a really quick amount of time, like within a week or something like that. Like it was really impressive. It was really impressive. So I always said like these guys look promising. Now, as I've always said before, I'm not someone who's tried Bonzo Finance myself, so I'm not here to give them any kind of, I'm not here to give them any kind of recommendation or anything like that. Obviously, you have to do your own research for this to see if it's something that you're comfortable with doing. But they've been around for a little while now. And this actual, product that they're bringing to you, Vaults, very impressive just going by what it's saying here in terms of, being able to handle strategy execution, rebalancing and yield compounding. That's great. That is really good. And the thing that I will say about the yield compounding, there was something they mentioned about this before. And if this is right, the reason why you're going to be happy with that is because from a tax perspective, it can really help you out. Now, look, I will say this just once again to make sure. Please do your own research because I'm drawing from memory here and I don't know how accurate this is. But from what I remember, they were talking about yield compounding being something that if they do it so auto yield compounds for you, it can help you avoid tax harvesting, right? So what they would mean by that is if, let's just say, you've got your assets in a vault, right? And let's say you put it to just auto compound. So you're not trying to say, hey, take it out, do this, do that. You're just saying, hey, just auto compound for me. What it's saying there is that basically is when it comes to, let's say you do it for a year, rather than asking you what you want to do, it will just auto compound it for you. Now, what I got from this, what they were saying about the tax harvesting is, if you don't automatically put it to, compound yourself, you have to request it to compound. Now, when you do that, that would be classed as a taxable event, right? Because your yield for that year has come to an end. So you're supposed to take your profits, pay whatever tax you need to pay, and then you can put it back into the vault after that. But with this, what I gathered from what was being said was if it's on auto compound, it's already been doing that for you. So it's not really being classed as a taxable event because you've not chosen to do that. It's done that on its own accord. Now, as I said before, I do want to be clear on this. Please look that up because I don't know how accurate that is. I don't know if I misinterpreted it, but that's along the lines of what I felt I was getting at when I was talking about this. And if that is accurate, if that is correct, how I've perceived it to be, that's incredible. Because for a lot of people, imagine if you was doing something where you did a yield for a year and you wanted to recompound it anyway, right? You wanted to compound for another year. Do you really want to have to pay tax on that then? Well, no. Why? Because if you're looking to recompound it, you've not taken any profit. So why are you going to want to have to pay tax on something that you've not even really took the actual value out of yet? But that's how it would be classed as. So if that is accurate, then that's absolutely amazing. And I think that's going to be something that long term, a lot of people are going to want to do because I think it's frustrating to be, in crypto or anything like a stock or whatever, where you might want to just continue to get a yield on your money, on the stock or the crypto or whatever. But then because you have to, request that to happen, that gets classed as a taxable event. It's hard enough with the taxes in general, but, especially with crypto, they're just making it as difficult as they can where they'll just try and tax you in any way, shape or form. You know how it is. But this could really save you that potential hassle. So that's something that's definitely worth looking into. So yeah, look, I'll say this. For me, personally, I will definitely look into this. I'll be honest with you, for me, I'm just more of a self-custody guy. I'm more of a just a hold and wait kind of thing. That's just more my strategy at the moment. But I think as things get more clear and as we see like it going more mainstream, obviously I start to feel a bit more like, okay, maybe I should start earning a yield on, you know, some of these cryptos that I've got that I've been sitting around on. I have got one that's just in that I've put in like a staking thing where it's literally just left it there. I literally just left it there and that's it. So I have done it, but I don't do it with all my cryptos. And because HBAR is one of my cryptos that I'm very confident in, like I have a lot of belief in it, I'm a bit more nervous about that, right? Like there's some cryptos that I've got where it's like, I'm hoping to make a bit of money out of from the bull run, but I'm not exactly, you know, like I'm not exactly counting on this crypto to be the one that really helps me make wealth. HBAR, I think, is one of them personally. So with the ones that I've got like 5 that I really believe in. Those 5 I'm a lot more cautious about, you know, because I don't want to lose them in any way, shape or form. So I'm a bit more cautious. But look, for the people who feel like it makes sense, I get it. You know, if you're just sitting on a crypto for a year, like for example, if this, you know, bull run isn't here now for another year or another 3 years, why not make some yield on that? Why not make it so it's still earning something for you? I get it, 100%. So it makes sense. It just comes down to what your risk appetite is, right? But if you are someone who's interested in this, it could be really, you know, it could be something that's really good, you know, really positive. So as I say, because I haven't tried it myself, I'm not here to give any kind of recommendation. I can't say whether this is great or whatever, but I'm just giving you the information and just looking at it just from the surface. It sounds really good. It sounds really good, like a way to earn money, you know, where you don't really have to do anything. You just put it aside and let it do its thing. That's always a great thing. You know, it's always a great thing. And this is what the whole issue is with the banks. This is exactly what they don't like, because you don't need to go to the banks now and get their terrible, you know, 0.01% interest, while they're making money with your money. This is where you can come here to crypto and you can make some real money. And you don't even need a third party. You don't need a middleman, right? You don't need anyone in between to do this. You're on a decentralized network. So this is the kind of stuff where the banks don't like this. This is exactly what they're afraid of, because this is what's going to affect their bottom line. Because if you can put your money in these kind of vaults, for example, and leave it for like, you know, 3 years, and it's going to generate you, let's say 5%, 10% on your yield, like on your assets, like who's gonna turn that away? Now, there might be some people who are still scared about crypto and skeptical, so I get that. But for the people who are crypto savvy and whatnot, and, you know, happy to take that risk, they're going to go there. They're going to go to these things instead, because they're like, well, what's happening with my money in the bank? It's not really doing anything, you know, like, so the banks are profiting on the money more than I am, you know, like, so I completely understand the logic, 100%. So yeah, just thought I'd share this with you guys. Bonzo, I've covered them before. I think from what I've seen, again, they're continuing to impress me. I think this is going to be another thing that's really good for the platform, and I think it's going to be good for Bonzo as a whole. So really happy to see this, and obviously if you're interested, check it out. Thank you very much for watching this. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell. Take care.